Welcome to Cat and Jess Talk the Best. We're going to be talking about IMDb's top 250 movies from April 12th, 2018. My name is Kat.
And I'm Jess.
And today we have a guest with us, Marcos. This is one of his favorite movies.
Hey, yeah it is. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. It's going to be fun. So today we are talking about number 224, Donnie Darko, which is a drama sci-fi thriller from 2001. It has an 8.1 on 678,980 votes. It's a lot.
It's a lot more than the other ones we've done.
Yeah,
so.
The other ones we've done today have been in like the 100,000.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just did like a French film, so.
Yeah, we did just do a French film. Alright, so the spoiler-free synopsis. During the presidential election of 1988, a teenager named Donnie Darko sleepwalks out of his house one night and sees a giant, demonic-looking rabbit named Frank, who tells him the world will end in 28 days. When Donnie returns home, he finds that a jet engine has crashed into his bedroom. Is Donnie living in a parallel universe, or is he suffering a mental illness, or will the world really end?
Yeah, I think that's a good synopsis.
I think so too.
Alright, so it's directed by Richard Kelly, who did Visceral Matter, Southland Tales, and The Box. And it stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Jenna Malone, and Mary McDonald.
And Maggie Gyllenhaal. I thought it was cool that they were both in it.
They have the siblings in there, and of course Drew Barrymore's thrown in there also.
Yeah, they got a lot of big people in this one.
Patrick Swayze too.
Yeah.
Of course, Patrick Swayze.
You can't forget Patrick Swayze.
Well, yeah.
Normally we just do the first three, but this one I feel like we had to mention those other ones.
That's true. I mean, Drew's a big part of this.
Yeah. Alright, so Rotten Tomatoes. The average rating is a 7.6. 86% of critics liked it. It's 115 critical reviews, 99 are fresh, 16 are rotten. 2 fresh ones, Lisa Alspector. Kelly is a supple and courageous storyteller, boldly free associating as he mixes parody and satire with earnest psychodrama and coming up with the plot points no one could anticipate. Okay.
That's kind of a mouthful.
Yeah, literally all of them have been a mouthful today.
Yeah, it's also kind of just clinical. Like, this movie exists.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then Andrew O'Hare. A stunning technical accomplishment that virtually bursts with noise, ideas, and references. I mean...
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, there's that.
And then 2 rotten. Todd McCarthy. Donnie Darko has plenty of problems, but most stem from a young filmmaker overswinging on his first time up to the plate and hitting a deep fly out rather than a home run. That's a baseball reference.
So he's obviously not a fan of, like, those psychological, like, thinking films.
Yeah.
That's how I think of Donnie. I mean, you really gotta watch it and, like, think about it.
Yeah, I definitely had to focus on this one.
I've seen this movie more times than I care to admit. And it wasn't until about the 9th or 10th time watching it that I really started to kind of figure it out. And thanks to the internet, I think I finally figured it out.
Alright.
I was like, yeah, that's how I felt too. I have to watch this, like, multiple times.
Yeah, I need to keep watching it, or watch it a few more times to actually understand everything that happened. Lauren King shows plenty of promise, but it's somewhat self-involved and won't appeal to audiences who like straightforward, even if fantastical narrative. Well, yeah, because you gotta think. That's what we were just saying.
Yeah. It's like, this is not just a dumb movie you just watch and you get some entertainment out about it. You really have to think, like we said.
Yeah.
Think.
Alright, so the consensus. Richard Kelly's debut featuring Donnie Darko is a daring original vision packed with jarring ideas and intelligence and featuring a remarkable performance from Jake Gyllenhaal as the troubled title character. Yeah.
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 I mean, it's definitely original. Like,
Yeah. I've never even seen anything like it. And I've seen a lot of weird movies like
that's true.
this.
You have. Especially on our list. We just keep finding weird movies.
Yeah.
I mean, like 8.5 was just weird by itself.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, and for its time, and even since, there hasn't been anything really that touches on, without spoiling, the subject matter of this movie.
Yeah.
The way that this movie does.
I think the only other thing that I can think of that's as much of a mindfuck is Inception. Like, you have to see it a few times before you actually understand what's happening.
I would say Shutter Island, too.
Yeah, Shutter Island, too. Because I'm still confused on that movie, and I've seen it so many times.
Yeah. I mean, they're both on our list, too, so.
Yeah, that's true. And they both have Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
Yeah, Leo.
Oh, they do.
Alright, so the income. The budget was $6 million, and it did not make that money back. It made $1,478,493. That's all that it made. On opening weekend, it made $110,494. Its all-time domestic rank is 7,189. Its highest all-time rank is 3,784, and it got that on August 28th, 2002. So almost a year after it came out.
Did it have a very widespread, like, showing?
Let's see.
Do you know, Marcos?
I don't know off the top of my head, but that's usually what happens when a movie that's, in my opinion, this good doesn't do super well. It's usually something logistical, where they pull some of the theaters, or they don't show it as widespread as they could.
I think so. That's what I'm thinking.
Let's see. Showed it in 58 theaters, so yeah.
That's it.
Its widest
Yeah,
release was
that's-
58 theaters, so.
So something must have happened, because I don't know. I think this movie should have been more successful than it was.
Yeah.
I agree. Especially some of the names in this movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think because it was such a
There's
limited...
a couple big cameos in there too, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about those later. But I forgot that those people were in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, its rank under the Mindbender genre is 22. So it's up there in its genre. It's just a matter of it didn't have a big enough release to make the money it should have made.
Yeah, I think it's kind of one of those sleeper cult classics.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't appreciated until, it long since gone.
Yeah, definitely a cult classic.
Yeah.
Cult classic. I can't talk.
That's okay. I butchered literally everything. Alright. So the awards. It has won 11 awards. The Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. Richard Kelly won an award for the Young Filmmakers Showcase. Amsterdam Fantastic Film Festival. He won a Silver Scream Award. Choltrudis? Yeah. Awards. Best Actor for Jake Gyllenhaal. Best Original Screenplay for Richard Kelly. God. Look at these names! What the Oh my god.
They're all in a different language.
Sinigma Luxembourg International Film Festival won an audience award, the director did. Film Critics Circle of Australia, Best Foreign Film. Gerardmer Film Festival won a premiere award. San Diego Film Critics Society, Best Screenplay. Stigus Catalonian International Film Festival, Best Screenplay. Sweden Fantastic Film Festival, Best Feature. And Toronto Film Critics Association. It won a special citation for the best film not received... Oh, hold on. For the best film to not receive a proper theatrical release in Canada.
Or anywhere, apparently.
Exactly.
That's a very specific award.
It is.
Oh, man. Now that we're done with the awful names. Initial thoughts.
We'll let our guest go first.
Go for it. What'd you think?
Well, I kind of talked about this before, but, you know, I first watched this in high school. Spoiler alert, if you don't know me, I was kind of that weird goth kid. So
He
this
was. I
right
saw
up my
pictures.
alley. You know, crazy, demented giant rabbit, and yeah. So it spoke to me, but I didn't get it. I liked it. I didn't know why. And so after about 9 or 10 times, I was like, oh, that's what's going on. And then I liked it more. So initial thoughts, weird, but for me it was really, really enjoyable.
Okay. Me?
Go ahead, Cap.
So, before I actually sat down and watched this, like, the whole way through, I'd only seen bits and pieces, and then, what was it, like, I watched it last week, like, the whole thing, and actually, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting. It's definitely a confusing thing that I need to watch again to fully understand. Probably a few more times to fully understand. But yeah, it's definitely enjoyable. There were some bits that completely confused me, but I feel like
usually
if
what it is with the first showing.
watch it again, then I'll understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with both of you. The first time I watched this, my older brother had seen this movie like several times, and it's one of his favorite movies too, actually. And he's like, "You need to watch this." I'm like, "Okay." So I watched it. At the very end, I was like, "What did I just watch?" And then I was like, "I don't like the bunny. He scares me." Yeah, Frank scared me for the longest time, and he did. I had nightmares. I was younger. Because he watched it when it, like a few years after it came out. So, I mean, I was maybe near middle school. I still didn't like the bunny. And, so yeah. And I was utterly baffled. But again, I watched it over and over again. And I love it now. I do. Like, I quoted along with the movie as I was watching it. And I was singing along with the songs. So.
Alright.
Oh, the soundtrack is one of those things where whenever I watch this, I always forget how good the soundtrack is.
Yeah.
And how well it holds up.
Yeah.
That does tend to happen.
The end credits song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, definitely.
We'll get there.
Alright, I think that's it for initial thoughts.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Alright, that was your warning. If you haven't watched the film yet, then stop listening and come back once you've watched it.
Yeah.
So, who wants to start?
Since you are our guest, we did this with our other guest. We made him start it.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. We start at the very beginning.
Very beginning.
Very
Start into the
beginning.
movie?
Yep.
Okay. So, we start with Donnie, our protagonist, kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
In his pajamas on like a mountain path with his bicycle. It's morning and it appears kind of wake up from sleepwalking or sleep biking, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he wakes up and then just this kind of crazy laughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got that weird, like, face going on, like, not blinking.
Yeah, he's just kind of...
Right, like he's kind of aware of what happened, but he's not sure what yet. But he kind of looks up at the sky and just starts laughing.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah. And then he gets on his bike and rides home.
Yeah, he's riding home, and it seems like it's around, like, it's in October.
Yeah.
Like, near Halloween, I'm guessing. Like, maybe, like, a few weeks away from Halloween.
Yeah, I think maybe...
I think they flashed the date, and it's October 2nd.
Yep,
Yes, I did.
October 2nd, yeah.
Yeah. like, we'll get there.
So then he gets home and he's like talking to his family, and it's just like breakfast conversation, kind of.
Well, yeah.
Like Donnie and Maggie Gyllenhaal's character, because I don't remember the name. They're just like making fun of each other.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Like, yeah, that's it. He's like, "How do you fuck a fuck?"
Oh my god, the whole conversation at the whole conversation, I'm just laughing.
Oh my gosh.
There's just such good sibling banter.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, that's how I talk with my brothers too.
I mean, I don't talk to my older brother, but my little brother, yeah. But so then Donnie like leaves breakfast and goes upstairs, I guess, to get ready for school or something. And his mom tries to talk to him.
I don't think it was breakfast time. I think it was later.
Oh, maybe it was dinner.
Yeah, wasn't it later, if I remember correctly?
I don't know.
Right.
I've only seen this once the entire way through, so I should not be leading this conversation.
Okay, so me and Marcos, we got this, right, buddy?
We got it.
All right, we got this. Okay, so dinner. It's dinner time. Dinner talking. Yeah.
Hey, I was at some meal.
She got the meal part because there's food involved.
Hell, I like food. All right, continue.
Oh Lord. So his mom goes and tries to talk to him. Mm-hmm. You know, seeing where he was, because you know she's gonna notice when her own son is not, you know, in his own bed overnight.
Yeah.
And just shows up like the next day.
Uh-huh.
And he pretty much like is not very nice to her.
He calls her a bitch.
And he's like not very happy that he has to take his medicine.
Yeah.
His meds from a therapist.
His crazy person meds.
It's crazy person meds, as he calls them. Yeah. And then we get our flash to our October 2nd date.
Yeah.
Right.
It says October 2nd, 1988. And there's this voice that is over and it says wake up.
Yeah.
Right, so we hear this voice, and again, calling our lead character, Donnie, says wake up, and kind of leading him out into the middle of kind of nowhere. And what happens while he's gone kind of sets off our movie.
Yeah,
so
it does.
We know that Donnie has kind of this history of sleepwalking, but this is kind of seeming like the first time that somebody's actually called in his sleep. And the night kind of goes on with him gone. His sister gets in from a late night party, and dad's asleep, mom's in bed, and the whole house awakes to a crash.
And it's like shaking and everything.
A big crash, house shakes. It doesn't appear to be anywhere else in the city, and so we find out in the next scene, kind of break, that a jet engine had fallen from the sky and into the bedroom, Donnie's bedroom, where he would have been had he been asleep in his bed.
Yeah.
And crashes through the floor, crashes through, destroys the house.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was a bunny outside with Donnie, and he said that the world will end in 28 days, 26 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Right.
I wrote
Giant,
that.
and not anybody, it's a 6-foot terrifying bunny.
Yeah, I told you why I was afraid of it.
No,
I had good reason.
I mean, it's kind of a creepy bunny. Look at it.
It's a creepy bunny. I didn't like it at first. He's grown on me.
And, so yeah, the engine is... I thought it was like an earthquake or something, because I didn't really... Like, I saw stuff shaking and falling, but then once they get to the plane, and, like, the engine fell in the room, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, Donnie been gone, and then he wakes up, on a golf course.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's kind of... the feds show up, and you imagine they would, when a jet airplane
Yeah.
falls through your house. But if you notice, there's kind of like this weird, non-disclosure stuff that they're signing.
Yeah, they can't talk about it at all.
They're not supposed to talk about it because they can't find the plane that was once attached to the jet engine with the engine.
Yeah.
So there's an engine that seemingly came out of nowhere, is there a plane?
Yeah, there's a plane with a missing engine, and they don't know where it is. So
Yeah.
it's like, hush, hush.
It ceases to exist.
See, as much like Ancient Aliens and stuff that I watch, I was like, oh, it's a black hole. That's what happened. That's what I thought, just because I watch a lot of stuff like that. But, I mean, normal people probably don't think that.
No, I didn't think that the first time.
I'm not normal.
You're not. But that's okay. I still like you.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So then we cut to kind of waiting at the bus stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Donnie meets his quote-unquote friends, his nerd-well friends, and they offer him a cigarette in kind of congratulations for surviving a near-death experience.
Yeah. Even though technically it was more of a near-death experience for his family because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, like, and his little sister's there, and he tells his little sister, it's like, if you tell Mom and Dad what's gonna happen. He's like, yeah, he'll just...
Donnie threatens her goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, well, I have to tell Mom and Dad. And she's like, you put Mr. Floppy, or whatever his name is, into the garbage disposal.
Yeah.
Ariel, actually. I do remember that.
The
Oh,
goldfish
Ariel?
name?
Yeah, it was Ariel.
I like Mr. Floppy better.
You're gonna take his side?
That's a cool name for a fish.
Mr. Floppy.
I'm gonna get a fish and name it Mr. Floppy.
She's gonna do it, too. And the cat's gonna be like, no.
He's gonna eat Mr. Floppy. Okay.
Right, so they go to school, and he's in his English class, and guess who the teacher is?
Oh, what's her name? You just said it earlier. Hold on.
Who's the teacher, Marcos? Big actress.
I know. I always call her not Kristen Stewart because I don't remember her name.
Drew Barrymore.
That's it, Drew Barrymore. I knew as soon as you said her name.
I was like, yes, and Charlie's Angels, yes,
Yeah.
she's in that.
She is in
Drew
Charlie's
Barrymore is his English teacher.
Yeah.
Yes, Drew
I knew
Barrymore.
as soon as you said her name, I was gonna know it. See, I told you to suck at names.
I know. You're getting better about it.
I am.
Yeah. So Drew Barrymore is his teacher, and they're reading from Graham Greene's short story, The Destructors.
Uh-huh.
And
You caught that?
yeah, I've seen this movie a lot of times, Kat.
Because I did not.
Well, if you know the story of the Destructors, it does kind of tie into the plot of the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That's
I don't
part
know
of my
it yet.
trivia. Thanks a lot.
Whoops.
Whoops. That's okay.
We're past the spoiler alert. It's alright.
That's good. So then, they're talking about it, and this new girl comes into the classroom,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, "Oh, they put me in this class," and Drew's like, I always forget her character name. What's her character name?
Miss
Is it
Teacher Face.
Joni?
Miss Teacher Face.
Oh. Drew Barrymore's character? I like Miss Teacher Face. Let's call her Miss Teacher
Miss
Face.
Teacher Face.
The teacher I can't
So
take
Mr.
seriously.
Floppy and Miss Teacher Face.
Yes. We're doing great. Her name is Karen Pomeroy.
Pomeroy. I always forget her name. I do.
Miss Teacher Face is better.
I like Miss Teacher Face. We're gonna go with that one.
Alright, so Miss Teacher Face. Okay. Pulls probably one of the worst teacher moves I've ever seen, and I was a teacher, so I can attest to this.
He does know this.
Where the new student walks in, and she's like, well, where do I sit? And Miss Teacher Face says, sit next to the boy you think is the cutest.
Yep.
Yeah.
She ends up sitting next to Donnie.
After the teacher moves the girl that was already sitting next to Donnie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, God. That's it. I was like, oh, gosh, that's okay. So after that, Donnie's driving with his dad. I think he's, like, going to, like, his therapy session.
Yeah.
And they're driving, and they're talking. He's like, Dad. And, like, his dad almost hits, like, this old lady who's walking
She's
in the
standing
middle
in
of
the
the road.
middle of the road.
Yeah.
She's kind of crazy, though.
Grandma Death, as they call
Yeah,
her.
Grandma Death. I do remember that.
And that is not a made-up name for all you listeners. That's actually what they call her in the movie.
No.
Yes, that is actually what I think that's what her,
Well, her real name is,
Rose.
it's Roberta Sparrow.
Oh, okay,
Rose
yeah.
Sparrow?
Roberta Sparrow.
Boom, didn't even have to
Rose
look.
Sparrow.
In the IMDb listing, it's Roberta Sparrow / Grandma Death. So it's like
Yeah.
he said, it's not made up.
It's not. That's what the kids call her.
Not like Mr. Floppy and Miss Teacher Face.
Yes. So he almost hits her, and then Donnie gets out and like walks her over to the mailbox, and then gets back in the car.
Yeah, well, she whispers something into his ear.
Yeah.
Alright, which you find out what it is later.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't find that out
I
once
was
he
like, I
says
don't remember
later.
what it is, but
No, she doesn't. He doesn't tell until later.
okay.
And then he has his therapy session with his his therapist, and that was very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think like every therapy session I've ever seen on anything, I'm like, I don't ever want to go to therapy.
I haven't been yet.
It always
yeah.
just like
Yeah, he's got his therapy session. That's just one of the many ones he has.
yeah,
So.
he has quite
and
a
this
few.
therapist doesn't seem to be very good at her job. He's on the couch, and he says, so I met a friend. And her immediate response is, real or fake?
Yeah.
I'm like, ouch. Ouch.
I mean,
Yeah.
in her defense, it was an imaginary friend that he was talking about Frank. But
It's like you don't believe him automatically. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's like, that's not very nice. But, I mean, she's just acting as one in a movie. So
Yeah.
I guess just go with the flow. I don't know.
Then is it like the next day and they're in gym class supposedly?
Yeah, it's that. You see his
Fear video.
Patrick Swayze, his name is in the movie Jim Cunningham. He's a motivational speaker and author. You see his video about
Fear.
fear and love.
fear and love, how those are the only two factors that control our life, is either fear or love.
Fear or love. It's like,
I mean, I've only been truly fearful twice in my life, so that's a definite no.
yeah, I know. That's like, no. It's like, and then it goes to, he's in his room and he sees Frank in his room.
Yep. I wrote Weird Dream Bunny is back.
Weird dream bunny.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that makes sense too.
That's what I wrote.
So Donnie's sleepwalking again and he has this axe. I don't know where the hell he got this axe from.
Probably the yard. It seems like something that people keep in their shed or something. I mean, I don't have an axe, but I have lots of other tools.
I mean, yeah.
I don't chop wood though.
Yeah.
It's like he hits this, he goes and uses the axe and he hits this pipe.
Yeah.
And then it flashes a date and it says October 6th.
Yep.
And then it starts showing like a countdown.
24 days.
Yes, 24 days.
I kept writing those down because I thought they were important. So.
I think they are.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, so go on, Marcos. We have been talking too much. You need to talk too.
So the next morning comes, and they're like, oh, school is canceled, the school flooded.
It's like gushing water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just water literally everywhere. Flash back a little bit, and the story they were reading in English class, the instructors talked about how they flooded a building.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of our first time to the story. And
That's
so that evening of the flood, so there's no school, and that evening there was an emergency parent-teacher PTA meeting.
Yeah.
And there, the PTA president just kind of starts speaking, and all of a sudden one of the mothers just cuts her off and says, I want to know why our school is teaching this filth. She calls it pornography. And it's the story of the instructors.
Isn't that the same lady that is the gym teacher?
Yes.
Okay.
She
Yes,
pisses me
Katie,
off
that's
like
what they call her.
no other. She does. She like pisses me off. I'm like, God, this woman is just like so just condescending. I think that's the word I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, condescending. Yeah.
The absurdity ensues at the PTA meeting. Lots of yelling and screaming about the stuff that's being taught in schools and how it's immediately, causing the students to wreak havoc and shut the school.
Yeah.
That's true. And she's like, and they're like, have you even read it? And like, do you even know who the author is? And like, the lady's like, oh, I've seen Bonanza. I'm like, what? Not the same person.
Graham Greene, I think is his name.
Graham Greene's the author. The person she was thinking of is Lauren Green, which is an actor in Bonanza.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can you mix up the two? I was like, wow, what an idiot. I did.
I mean, I don't mix up. I literally do not mix up authors and actors.
Yeah, so you would be thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what an idiot.
Yeah. I would be like, what in the world does a movie have to do with this book? Like, it hasn't been made yet, so I don't understand. I would be confused.
Yeah, that's true. And so, we got all the PTA meeting, and then the meeting's going on, Donnie's at home, and he sees Frank in the mirror.
Yeah.
He's wondering how he's got in there. I would be too.
And he turns around, and he's kind of like trapped in, it's not like a glass wall, but it's kind of like this injury that he can't see.
Yeah, that's true.
It kind of makes me think of, like, there's this book where they're in a bubble. They, like, their city is a dome. And, like, they can push on the dome a little bit, but it doesn't give way. Like, they can't get out. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Don't know what the book's called.
That makes sense.
That's what it reminds me of.
I can see that. You read a lot.
I do read. I read a lot.
It's true. Like, Selena goes to that gym class they have, or health, whatever, and she's doing the lifeline exercise, love or fear.
Yeah.
Donnie, of course, puts his 2 cents in. And
he's like, you can't, it doesn't work like that. There's more to this than love and fear.
Yep. That's true. He's like, you can't lump everything into 2 categories. That's just not how life is.
Yeah.
Like, Donnie's smarter than most people.
He is. They kind of alluded to it later that they said that his test scores are quote-unquote intimidating.
They are, because he's not stupid. He's like way smarter than the rest of the kids.
Very intelligent.
He is.
He just sees weird bunnies.
He can't help it. There's that thin line between genius and madness.
Yeah, Einstein was on it all the time.
So is Donnie. I mean, he's like right there, like all the time. He goes on the madness side, but
Yeah.
it works. It works. I love what he tells the teacher too. It's great.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so Donnie's in trouble. We don't know yet, but he's in the office with his parents and the principal. And the principal asks, so what exactly did you tell the teacher? And the teacher's there in the room. We hadn't seen her yet. And they look at her and she says, I can tell you what he said. He asked me to forcibly insert the timeline into my anus.
That's funny.
Oh, I love that line. It's true. That part always makes me laugh, and I've seen this, God, I don't know how many times. It's like, so what was it? He gets his after-school privileges taken away for a while.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, for 6 months.
6 months, really.
But he gets new bedroom stuff.
Yeah. I mean, because after, like, the teacher, like... Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And because the teacher had talked to his mom, because they're Donnie's little sister and her daughter are in the same dance troupe.
Yeah.
And she just totally just, like, talks, like, so much shit to her. Sparkle motion.
That's it. I was
Sparkle
like,
motion, that's what it is.
That's not a made-up name either.
That's in the movie. That's their actual dance troupe.
It's actually Sparkle Motion.
Yep, it is.
And Kitty, this lady, basically tells Donnie's mom that she's a bad mother.
Yeah.
And she needs to go home and pray to be a better mother.
I was like, oh god. I would have smacked her, but
Yeah.
that's me. My filter lately has just been not here. I would have smacked her.
And then, there's another date.
October 10th.
Yep. With 20 days left.
Yes, and it's the science class of this professor.
Yeah.
And Donnie asks him about...
Time travel.
Yeah.
Which I think is
Right, so he
fascinating.
goes and asks, after school, or after class, he
Yes.
catches the teacher's like, what do you know about time travel? And this teacher just happens to have 2 books on time travel, on hand in his bed.
Just randomly.
I mean, that would be me.
That would be you.
That will be me.
That would be you.
Once I get done going back to school, that will be me. I will literally have every book you can probably imagine.
So he hands Donnie a brief history of time by Stephen Hawking, Bob Stephen Hawking, rest in peace.
Yep.
And they talk about kind of the practical aspects of time travel, that has to be done kind of through a more that you have to have some kind of spaceship, usually some kind of vessel, usually a spaceship.
Like
Yeah.
the TARDIS.
Yeah,
Or
it's
like the
time-
DeLorean,
Yeah.
which he referenced.
Yes, he does.
I was like, Back to the Future reference.
Yes. And then Donnie asks a couple more questions, and then he pulls out a second book from his bag, which I can't remember the name of.
I think it's the philosophy of time travel.
Yeah, the philosophy of
The
time
philosophy of
travel.
time travel. But they go on to talk about and learn that the author was once a nun who taught the Catholic school, who we know to be as Grandma F.
Yes.
Yep. Our
So
sparrow.
Grandma F, the crazy lady who just checks her mail all day, every day. Full name is R. Sparrow.
Yep.
Yep.
And she's the author of this book. That she was a science teacher there at the school, and then overnight she just kind of goes, off the rails, and she's just ends up how we see her now.
Yeah. And then Donnie is at home watching the shithead Redskins with his dad.
She's a Cowboys fan. If you can't tell, she's wearing Cowboy stuff.
She's wearing a bunch of Cowboy swag right now.
It's pretty obvious.
I hate the Redskins.
There's also an Emmitt Smith jersey framed in the corner.
It's signed too. You
It's
can't see
signed.
it 'cause it's small, but
It really is signed.
it's signed. But they're watching the football game, and there's like this weird bubble that comes out of people's chests and leads them around and it ends up being where they're gonna be walking.
Yeah, it's weird. When I first watched it, that part confused me.
Oh yeah, I have
I'll
no
admit
idea.
it.
I have no idea what that means. I'm super confused.
I can speak on that after a while, but I will say right now, the CGI does not hold up.
No, not quite.
I will give it that.
It's real bad. It's real bad CGI.
It's early 2000s.
Okay.
It's not as bad as some other ones we've
Yeah.
done.
I watched this on my 4K TV and I was like, even in 4K that looks bad.
I think especially in 4K.
Well, because I was watching Monsters Inc. yesterday and that looks really good in the HDR because I don't have Monsters Inc. in 4K, but I was watching it and the TV just upscales it automatically to HDR. So it did look really good, but I'm just like, there's some things that should not be in HDR.
That's very true. That's very true.
But so Donnie's bubble leads him to a gun. I'm guessing in his dad's closet or something.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and not just that he's falling in the bubble actually turns to him and becomes like a giant hand.
And it's
Yeah.
motions for him to
Like
go.
a
Yeah.
Compass way finger.
Yeah.
And then he follows it, and he finds kind of like under a ShamWow is what I find.
Yeah.
was in his closet.
Yeah. And then it's October 18th
Yes.
with 12 days left. And
And they're back in the science classroom, or did it skip apart?
So I wrote down that Gretchen and Donnie are talking.
yeah, I think that's the part where they start dating or something. Kind of.
They were dating for a few
Gretchen's
weeks.
the new girl. at the
Yes.
beginning.
They've been dating for like 2 weeks and so.
Okay.
Few weeks.
Right.
I just wrote
because-
combo with
Because
girl.
he says, we've been dating for like 2 weeks.
And we haven't
And,
kissed yet.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
she's like, you want to kiss me, don't you?
Yeah.
And so he leans in for a kiss, and she's like, no, stop.
Not
There's some fat guy watching us.
Yeah, they're literally like some dude like in like a running suit, just like
Yeah,
standing
and-
there.
And smoking.
Yeah, like that's a great combo there. That's super romantic. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that would totally be a great place to have a kiss right there, just right
Yeah.
there. It's like then his parents go and talk with the therapist because they want to know like, okay, what's going on with our kid.
Yeah.
And she tells them that he's like,
Thinks he's a paranoid schizophrenic.
yeah.
Right. Well, she also tells him that he has a friend named Donnie who's a giant rabbit, which she shouldn't tell because it breaks the patient-doctor confidentiality, even with the parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it depends because, especially at that age, I know when I would go to the doctor, because I have a lot of medical issues, if you sign a paper saying that these specific people can know about your medical stuff, then they can tell them, no matter what it is, they can tell those specific people what the medical issue is. So, like, I have my husband and my mom signed on mine that they can know any medical thing. So that could possibly be what it was with the psychiatrist, is he signed to where his parents could know that, and it's probably what it was.
I guess since, he obviously wasn't filming at the time, but his character's in high school.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
he is.
I guess his character would be under 18, so that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I was like, yeah, technically.
Yeah.
There's also that thing, also like you said,
Yeah.
the form.
It's like the HIPAA agreement or something where there's specific
Right,
people
right.
that can know your medical information. Something like that.
It's like, you know, a lot of medical stuff.
I do, unfortunately.
It's like, yeah, you do. And okay, so while they're talking with the therapist, Donnie sees Frank again, and Donnie has a knife this time,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and he stabs him in the eye. It's like over and over again. He's like trying to. It's like this weird like
He's trying to
mirrorish,
break the plexiglass again.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the plastic thing again.
and he's like trying to stab through it, but he gets him in the eye.
Yeah. And isn't this where his sister walks in and he like,
Yeah, she's like,
looks
"Who
at
are
her?
you talking to?"
yeah,
Yeah. Which sister was it? Was
the little sister.
Oh, was it Sam?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's the little sister. And
Yeah.
he's just like, I'm just taking the meds, don't worry about it.
It's like, well, I mean, she's little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then is the Patrick Swayze presentation.
The Jim Cunningham presentation at school.
Yes, at the school.
Go ahead.
So, he is just like every bad motivational speaker you've ever seen or ever had come to your school. He
Oh my
runs
God.
in, grabs the microphone on his way, he's like, good morning. You're like,
Yeah.
good morning. Is that all the energy you have?
Facts.
And then he goes on to say, okay, this is the fear and love guy. He's talking about, can you believe there's people here who are even too afraid to say good morning?
Yeah.
And he kind of goes on and does his spiel. And then he opens it up to Q&A to the students.
Which is not a good idea.
That's like
No,
never a
no,
good
it's
idea
not.
because you're gonna get the kids like Donnie.
Yeah.
Right. Well, first, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I didn't realize it until the last time I watched this. The first kid to go up to the microphone to ask, what do I want to be, how do I figure out what I want to be when I grow up, is Jerry Trainer, who goes on to play iCarly's older brother.
Really?
In the TV show iCarly.
Yeah, I know
Jerry
it,
Trainer,
that was shown.
That's the first kid up to the microphone, Donnie Darko.
Weird.
Yep.
The fuck? She's right. Yeah, you're right.
That's crazy.
It's like Ashley Tisdale's in here too.
Yeah,
So
There's a lot of different people in here.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bully.
Like, Seth Rogen's first line is like, I like your boobs.
Yeah,
And
but
then his second line is, didn't your dad kill your mom?
Yeah.
He's just chock full of good lines.
he is. That's very
Anyway,
true.
So the Q&A goes on, and a couple kids go up and ask legitimate questions to Patrick Swayze. And then Donnie Darko goes up, and he gives, I think it's Gerald, he gives a fake name.
Yeah.
And he asks, how much are they paying you to be here? And then, so what? And he's like, no, because if they're paying you, and if you're trying to sell us your book, then that's the worst, crock of crap I've ever seen or heard. And it basically just, like, craps on the whole presentation, the whole concept, that our whole life is fear and love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, when I watched that, I thought of my older brother, because he would do the same thing. He would. He would honestly do the same
And then
thing.
Donnie gets escorted out after causing such a ruckus.
And he calls him the Antichrist, too.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. He says, I think you're the Antichrist.
He's like, I think you're the fucking Antichrist. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
And then in the next part, Donnie goes to Grandma Death's house, right? That's the next thing I wrote down.
I'm looking. Well, he tells Gretchen about what he's seeing, too. He tells her about that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I have a lot of notes. They're
Oh,
squished
and then
together.
they kiss. They're outside and they kiss. Is that one? Nope, that's later. Just
That's
kidding.
later after they leave the classroom.
Yep.
He tells her about things, and then he goes and talks with the science person again.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Go back to the science professor.
And the science professor can't give him the answers. Then he goes to Grandma Death because he wants more answers, and she wrote the book. So he thinks that she'll give him answers.
That's
Yeah.
right, because he asked the teacher about, breaking the paradox, basically, by doing God's plan.
Yeah.
He's like, I have to stop this conversation because I could lose my job.
Yeah.
Right. And this is actually where they talk about the spears that come forward from the chest.
Yeah, because it's like
Because
in
they
their
talk about
in the book.
They talk about in the book how our particles move through time and space in a predetermined path.
Yeah.
And so that spear thing that comes from the chest that they follow, the weird bubble, is the predetermined path that people are following.
Yes.
Okay. That makes more sense now. I guess I must...
They're really bad CGI bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like you can't just watch this once.
Yeah.
You
There's
can't.
so much information that you have to watch it more than once to understand exactly everything that's going on.
Right.
Also,
Oh my God. Okay.
I wrote, the next note I have is book gets banned.
Oh, maybe that's the night I was ahead on the PTA meeting. So that's that in this PTA meeting.
Well, the PTA meeting was before. You're
I
right.
think this is where the teacher gets fired.
That's right. The teacher gets fired for teaching that material.
Yeah, Miss Teacher Face.
Miss Face.
I'm looking.
Miss Charlie's Angel Teacher Face.
I'm looking for her word. Where is it? And it's like, no, that's not for a little bit. Y'all are skipping around on me.
Well, this is a confusing movie.
Focus, people!
The next part after I wrote book gets banned is finds love fear man's wallet.
Yes, that's where we're at.
Right.
He finds his wallets, and yeah, that's pretty much all.
Figures out, yeah. So
And Donnie tells him, and now you know where he lives.
yeah,
Yep, that's true. And so then he goes to his therapy again. He shows the therapist this book that the teacher gave him, the one that Grandma Death wrote.
Yeah. I wrote down IMG, but I don't know what that means.
What?
IMG.
That was their idea in their classroom with the other teacher, where they talked about the glasses that they put on infants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's their project.
The babies to kind of create their first memories with super pleasant things.
That's right. I figured if I said it, y'all would know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
See?
And then the two kind of boys in the back, one of which is Seth Rogen.
Yes, that's
What if you fill it with pictures of like Satan and stuff? And then that's what Seth Rogen asks. Well, didn't your dad like murder your mom?
He's like,
Okay.
get out.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the bell rings, they go outside. Donnie Darko goes after Gretchen, and he's like, hey, I'm sorry about those tricks. And she kisses him.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we
That's
go.
the kiss.
Yes. And then in the evening, they go and see The Evil Dead. I was like,
Okay, I was like,
nice.
I knew I recognized that movie.
Yeah, it's The Evil Dead. He even says it, too.
Okay.
It's the actual movie Evil Dead, too. They got permission for it.
Because I recognized the movie because of the bits and pieces that they showed, but I must have missed him saying the movie name.
Yeah.
Right.
It's The Evil Dead.
And then during the movie, by the way, they're the only ones in the theater.
Yeah.
Only ones.
So Gretchen falls asleep.
Yep.
And
Oh,
then
dear.
Darko he's like bachelor. And Donnie is like, why are you wearing that stupid outfit?
Why are you wearing that stupid bunny suit? It's like, why are you wearing that stupid humid suit?
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I quote that to my brother all the time.
And so Donnie takes off, or not Donnie, I'm sorry.
Frank.
Frank takes off his bunny mask, and it's just a mask. And there's just a dude inside.
Yeah.
And his right eye is like all messed up.
Yeah.
And Donnie's just like, what happened to your eye? And he kind of smirks when he says it.
Yeah, he does. And he's like, well, why are you called Frank? I did catch that this time.
Yeah.
Right. And
I
then
caught
Frank
that too.
says, my father was called Frank, and his father before him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. And so he's asking, he's asking Frank, he's like, well, when's this going to stop? And everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you already know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he's referring to the countdown, the few days that are left in the countdown.
Yeah, and so Frank shows that this portal opens up in the movie screen. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, I was like,
And then,
no one's acknowledging me.
I was yawning.
No, you're right. So
You were drinking, she was yawning.
And then while Gretchen is still asleep during the movie, Donnie goes to Patrick Swayze's house and just burns the whole thing down.
Burn it to the ground. Yeah.
Patrick
Yeah.
Swayze isn't there because he is announcing the lunch show happening at the school.
Yeah, but just going on at the same time that Donnie and Gretchen are at the movie theater.
Yeah.
And his parents, Donnie's parents and older sister are there, so.
Right, so they must have paid, this motivational speaker a lot because he's there for multiple days.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he's announcing at the talent show.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
So he's not there. So Donnie knows where he lives because he found his wallet. He goes and just burns the place to the ground.
Yep.
Yep, and his sister's performing at the talent show with their dance troupe. And he goes back to the theater. The next day, you see his sister's performance too.
Yeah.
Their sparkle motion. I'm like, that's just some really weird dancing for like little girls. But that was me.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I thought. But...
You should see what little girls do now.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know.
So we cut to the next day, the next morning.
Yes.
And the firefighters are at Patrick Swayze's house.
Yes.
And they're kind of investigating and said arson hasn't been ruled out. And then one of the firefighters says, hey, there's a secret room back here.
Yep.
And then it cuts to the news, and we find out that this super impeccable, clean-cut motivational speaker, Patrick Swayze, has been filming and distributing child porn in his home.
Yep. Keep going.
And so his secret room was like a sex dungeon.
Yeah.
I'm like, good God. I was like, oh, well, that ruins it for everybody else.
Yeah.
And they're like all shocked and everything.
The next thing I have is
The date.
10/24.
Yeah, October 24th. And that's
6 days
when
left.
that's when she gets fired.
Miss Teacher Face gets fired.
Yes, Miss Teacher Face gets fired. Yeah, she gets fired. Didn't even give her a very good reason at all.
No.
Not at all.
No, the principal refused to give her a reason.
Yeah.
He basically just told her, I think I've been clear enough. And she's like, you haven't been clear at all. And then he's like, you have the other week.
I'm like, that's rude.
Yeah. And
But I guess since we consider it as like a Catholic school, I mean, you kind of do whatever you want, I guess.
Right, it's a parochial school, so he doesn't need reason.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I was thinking. And you learn that after she gets, like, she's packing her things up at the end of the week, you learn that his sister's dance troupe, they get invited to LA to be on, what was that?
some show or something.
Some show.
Yeah.
Do you remember? It's like Ed McMahon something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's not some big thing.
Yeah. I do remember, and
Kitty asks,
And Kitty was supposed to be the chaperone for the trip.
but she
Yeah.
has to help kitty porn guy with
his name has changed.
she has to help him with his defense.
That just sounds like the worst, A-list superhero ever.
Oh, that's great.
That's funny.
He's like, yeah, she was supposed to go, but she's got to help him out, so she asked Donnie's mom to go with the girls, and
Yeah.
Right.
And I
She's
love-
convinced that Patrick Swayze has been framed, all, fake stuff. Hashtag fake news.
Yeah.
And so she wants to stay back and pay for help, whatever. And so she goes to Donnie's mom and says, believe me, you are like the 5th person I asked because nobody else wanted help.
it's like, God, you're such an awful person.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And I also, what was it?
But she does go. The mom does go.
Yeah, and right before she leaves, she tells Donnie, they reconnect,
Yeah.
I did write that down. And as was it Miss Teacher Face? Is that what we're calling her?
Yeah, Miss Teacher Face.
Yes.
On her board, she wrote the word cellar door.
Yeah. Because she said,
It's linguistically the most beautiful phrase.
Right.
It is. Think about
Right.
it.
Cellar door. Out of all the word combinations across the globe, cellar door is the most beautiful word combination.
Well,
It is. Don't think about what it is.
I like free popcorn. I think that's pretty beautiful.
You're thinking about. I'm not even gonna get there.
I'm with you on that one.
So Donnie has another therapy session, and he's under hypnosis, and he tells how he burned down Patrick
house,
Swayze's
yeah.
house, and how he flooded the school, and he says he did it because Frank saved him.
Yeah.
Right, Frank saved his life, but now Frank is going to start killing people, is what he says, is going to kill. And he says that on October 31st, Halloween, the sky is going to open up.
Yep, the sky is going to open up. So let's see, we got...
The therapist tells him that he's agnostic. That,
Right.
because he says he doesn't believe in something, and she goes, well, that means you're agnostic. And I just wrote that down, so.
I don't remember that,
Yeah,
but okay.
During all the therapy talks and the talks with the science teacher, there's kind of alluding to, this predestination versus free will, God's path versus our path versus, just what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like her in theme.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then she claps twice to go on hypnosis, and she always seems to wake him up at the most weird times.
I know.
In this one, they're hugging.
Yeah.
The first time, and we missed this part somehow, in his first therapy session, under hypnosis, he has to reach into his pants.
He unzips his pants and starts reaching down, and she's like, "This is getting awkward," and claps him awake.
So he wakes up either with his hands in his pants or hugging her. So
That's not awkward at all.
Yeah.
no.
There's one point he's like holding a stuffed animal too when he wakes up.
Yeah, he was. Because he's like just like so freaked out, so he wants to cuddle something.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm freaked out, I want to cuddle something too, but that's me. But I'm a hugger, so
I'm not.
I know you aren't. It's like you barely let me hug you.
I don't really touch people.
I know you don't.
I mean, I'm already sick enough as it is. I don't need all y'all's germs. So it's October 29th, one day left.
Yep.
They're having Maggie's going to Harvard party.
Yeah, she got into Harvard. And on the counter, you can see that there's a pumpkin that's carved just like a bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, actually, just the Frank mask.
It does look like Frank. It does.
Yeah.
I did catch that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm catching more things as every time I watch it, which is good.
I think it's funny that I wrote that actress's
so
name.
they have their party. Gretchen shows up,
Yeah.
and she's distraught. So Donnie takes her upstairs. They end up making out on the bed, and camera cuts away, so leave your imagination to whatever you will.
It's like I think we can all get what happened after that.
And then they walk back downstairs holding hands. And then they do an awesome camera trick. If you've seen Black Panther,
Yeah.
Yes.
it's the camera trick where the camera kind of like pans in as it's 360 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does do that.
Mm-hmm. And so it's after they kind of say their goodbyes, and Donnie's kind of walking, and the camera rotates, and he's just not feeling well at all. And he realizes it's past midnight. It's the day that they've been counted down to.
Yeah.
6 hours left.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so he goes and takes Gretchen and his two quote-unquote friends, and they're like, there's not much time left, we gotta go see Grandma Death.
Yes, and they're riding their bikes.
Yeah.
It's like all of them have their lights on except Donnie.
Right.
I did catch that. It's like, again, little things I'm catching.
They're trying to get into the cellar.
Through the cellar door.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yep. Cellar door.
And some guys attack them.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen and the other.
Yeah.
Well.
They drag him
The
out
bullies.
and, like, they throw, like, Gretchen into, like, the road, and she's, like, coughing because they choked her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, the other guy's,
Here,
like,
right here.
and the other guy's, like, sitting on top of Donnie, like, with a knife to his throat.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear this car coming,
And of course they're speeding.
speeding along.
Right, they're speeding on a dirt road, and Grandma Death is in the middle of the road again.
Yeah.
That's her
And
favorite
so
place.
The car swerves to miss Grandma Death and runs over Gretchen.
Comes over
in the
Gretchen
road,
and
killing
kills
her
her.
instantly.
Yeah. She yells out Donnie, and then she gets, like, run over, like,
Yeah.
immediately.
And Frank gets out of the car.
Yeah.
Right, not messed up eye Frank from the future.
No.
Just like their peer, I guess, at the school named Frank.
And he's
Yeah.
just in a
Happens to be
bunny
wearing
suit.
The bunny suit that we've been seeing. So it's the same Frank that took off his mask in the theater
Yeah.
when he kind of showed up there. But his eye wasn't messed up until
Donnie shoots
at
him in
this
the eye.
point. Right, yeah, Donnie pulls out the gun, which he found in his death closet, and shoots him in his eye.
Yeah.
Like, bam, eye, dead.
Uh-huh. And
He, like, tells him that, he says, because there's another guy in the car, too, who got out, and he's in a clown outfit, and he tells him to go home and to tell his parents or something that everything's gonna be okay?
Right.
Something like that.
yeah. And then Donnie's like driving somewhere, and he's got Gretchen's body in the car with them. And the cops are at his house, so he goes up to. It seemed like the same place that he was at the beginning of the movie.
It is.
Okay.
I think it was. So he got it now. And Gretchen's body is in the passenger seat. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting kind of on the roof of the car, looking at the sky, and he starts laughing again.
Yeah.
Because you can see, like, it's kind of spinning.
Yeah, the portal is opening.
It's like this black tunnel.
Oh, semi-important part we missed, and I apologize. So, during the party, they get a call from Donnie's mom.
Yeah, that's
saying
right.
that the girls did awesome, we're taking the red eye, we'll be flying back.
Flying back on the red eye, and they'll be back in the morning.
That's red eye.
Yeah.
Right. And so what happens, which kind of takes us all the way back at the beginning. So, Gretchen's corpse is in the passenger seat. Donnie's sitting on the roof of the car looking up in the sky, and the portal opens up.
Plane.
And at which time he makes the plane kind of enter into the portal or whatever. And so the jet engine from the plane that he's mom and sister are on falls through the portal through time back to the beginning of the movie where Donnie is still in bed.
Yeah.
And the jet engine falls and kills him.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And then you see kind of like the beginning of what would happen if that was actually what had happened rather than what the whole movie was.
Yes.
So like
Right,
the alternate
so
reality. Yeah.
It's like a surprise none of that happens.
Right.
Yeah.
In a blunt
That's
way.
how the movie ends.
Yeah.
It's like, and like, it goes, but it says October 2nd.
Yeah.
It goes right back to that.
Yeah.
So, doing some research and watching this about it sometimes, I have thoughts.
Okay.
So here's what happens. October 2nd, originally, Donnie is sleepwalking, and when he's out of bed, the jet engine that would have killed him lands in his bed, but he's not there. So what happens is that creates an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A tangential universe. And so what happens is what we experienced in the movie. So he kind of goes through life having avoided his death. So there's this paradox. And what happens, basically, in my opinion, in my theory, it's Groundhog Day.
Oh.
So what we see in the movie is only one of many iterations
Okay.
of that time of Donnie trying to fix the timeline. The evidence of which is he wakes up laughing each time. Every time he wakes up, he's laughing. Either having experienced time travel and failing, or when we finally see it at the end, he wakes up in a place of kind of peace inside his death. Because when we find out that Grandma Death whispers in his ear is that all living creatures die alone.
Yes.
And he says that that's what I'm afraid of. And so at the end of the movie, after kind of coming to terms with that, he wakes up, or he's still in bed, having been alone, and he lets it happen.
Okay.
I like the groundhog connection.
Yeah.
Right. And so, so we don't know how many times this has happened, but he seems to know, like, that it's a mask, that Donnie's eye got messed up somehow, and there's just these little things that kind of lets him know that he's an alternate timeline.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. It does.
That's kind of like how I was thinking of it. Not quite in that much detail, but I was just thinking about, like, at the end of it, how it basically takes it back to what it would have been if he had been in the bed. I'm like, yeah, those are the two different timelines, and him sleepwalking messed it up and created the other one, which is what we saw, and then the one where he actually died is what was supposed to happen. And that's how I thought of it. I just never went into that much detail of it.
Right, right. And if you go to like his little spiel about the short story The Destructors, he talks about how it's ironic, and with destruction comes new creation and new life.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So after he dies, you also see basically the cast waking up that day, all with some kind of like weird look on their face. And if you watch the extended edition of Donnie Darko, what happens, they actually talk to Grandma Death. And they kind of look into her book, and they talk about how people who wake up in their original timeline after having existed in a foreign timeline wake up with feelings of remorse for bad things they did in the alternate timeline. So that's why you see Patrick Swayze waking up like in tears.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Okay. And it kind of seems like some of them know what happened, and then other ones are like, don't really know what happened.
Right, and they talk about that in the Grandma Death book. They really talk about, the things that people would remember, and some have memories, and some only have vague feelings.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It does.
I even wrote that down. Shows everyone
like
some
Venom's
remember
book,
something.
he just resets the timeline
Yeah.
to what it should have been.
Alright.
He basically does what Ashton Kutcher did in Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too, actually.
Yeah.
Only this is a much better movie.
Well, I mean, yeah. That's true. I was like, I did watch the Butterfly Effect. I'm like, meh, it's okay.
I like the book better.
Haven't read the book.
It's good.
Oh, okay. When I have time.
Yeah, that's the problem, is having time.
That's always the thing. It's like, when am I ever gonna have time?
Yeah. Alright, so music.
Oh my god, I love the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
holy shit, I love the soundtrack.
It's just kind of like everything that we had in
Oh, it's wonderful.
growing up in school. It's like all kinds of that music.
I just love it.
Yeah. It's a lot of music that my parents listened to. Because since this is based in like the late 80s, this is what my parents listened to like right before I was born.
Oh,
About
okay.
5 years before I was born. And so I knew it because they would listen to it. My mom more than my dad.
I was like, I can't say the same thing, but my parents listened to like everything from like the 40s all the way to like now. So
Yeah, my mom listened to pretty much everything from like what she grew up listening to all the way to now.
yeah.
So my dad listens to everything.
All really great music, a lot of hits from the 80s, especially like the 88 era.
Yeah.
And song, one of my favorites, it's the cover of the Tears for Fears song.
Yes.
Mad World. And oh my gosh, what a good song. And
I
how fitting.
love Mad World. I love that song. I think it's probably my favorite one out of the whole entire soundtrack. I remember
Agreed.
I used to do this. I would put on Mad World right before I went to sleep. And I'd fall asleep to it. It's calming.
It is.
I mean, I watch movies, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to put on Mad World and that was my lullaby. It worked.
Mine was whatever, like when I was a baby. Like, I don't remember baby. My dad used to put on music, and he's played it for me since then. I'm like, I know this music. And it's because I listened to it when I was a little bitty baby. Like, I don't know what it's called or who it's by, but I know the music.
So the concept for the class works with the image projection, creating memories for the infants.
Yeah.
Only this is with music.
Yeah.
Go with headphones instead of glasses.
I mean, that's what my grandma did. I mean, I know, I knew all these songs because of my grandmother, and then I'd find out where they're from, and I'm like, oh, I know this already, and I'd start singing along to it, and it was like the first time I'd ever seen like the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely great soundtrack.
I
I
agree.
mean, it's got Tears for Fears, it's got Echo and the Bunnymen. Oh. Yeah.
I don't think there's any comparison. There's no...
There's just the sequel. It's called S. Darko.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen S. Darko?
No, I refuse to.
Why?
I don't know, like, a lot of movies that I, like, really, really love,
Yeah.
I kind of am really hesitant of the sequels. You know this, when we talked about Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
I have yet to see The Love Bird Eyes. I love Boondock Saints. I refuse to see the sequel.
Yeah.
I love Donnie Darko, and I just don't want to see the sequel. I just don't want it to kind of, like, ruin the facade for me.
I get you. S. Darko, I guess I'm the only one who's seen it then.
No, I forgot about it. I didn't have time.
It's okay. Well, I've seen it. It's been a while, though. It's similar to this. S. Darko is about Sam, the younger sister.
Yeah, the little sister, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like her own little thing.
Paradoxical
Yeah.
travels.
Yeah. In her own way.
Okay.
It's not too bad. I mean, Donnie's way better. This movie's way better. But
Okay.
it's not too bad.
I'll probably end up watching it at some point.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Camera turned
I
off.
was like, I watched it.
So, trivia?
Okay, I have a couple. I mean, we talked about some of them already in it. Again, this is Seth Rogen's feature film debut.
Oh.
It is.
I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised, because he basically had a bit part.
Yeah, it's his first one. It is, and of course, his first line is, I like your boobs.
Yep.
I mean, that's a great line to be your first one ever.
I mean, I think he only has 3 lines.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He doesn't have very many lines, but it's like one of his like first big films he was in.
Yeah.
So another one, we talked about how the Destructors is like parallels like the events in like the movie. Well, the author was born on October 2nd. When everything starts. Yeah.
Who's that by?
Graham Greene. Yes, Graham Greene. And there's so you know how I talked about the budget earlier?
Yeah.
There's $6 million.
Uh-huh.
So $4.5 million of that was given for this movie by Drew Barrymore and her production company, Flower Films.
Huh.
And
Oh.
so she produced most of this movie, and that's why she's in it.
Oh.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So this honestly would have went like straight to like video or like straight to like, you know, like Stars or Showtime, like one of those movie channels.
Yeah.
But since she pushed it with all that money she gave, that's why it got a limited release, but at least got to the theaters. So yeah, Drew Barrymore is the real reason why people really know about Donnie Darko. So
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Drew Barrymore.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thank,
So
write her a
thank you,
thank
Drew.
you letter.
like she's
For
the
E.T. and this movie.
Yeah.
yes, exactly. So yeah, those are some of the big ones I found. Do you got any trivia, Marcos?
I wrote down a couple. Patrick Swayze wore all his own clothes for this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So
He did.
all that stuff. So he just dresses like a weird creepoid, just in general.
Child pornography person.
Yeah, rest his soul.
Seriously, poor guy.
Oh, man.
Poor guy.
Grandma Death. This was the actress's final movie she was ever in.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, that was. It was
I
her
did
last
see
one.
that one, yeah. That's kind of cool.
Got anything
Patrice
else?
Cleveland.
Ah.
That's her name.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't. Not from my end.
All right.
All right.
Cool deal.
So, where it has been on the list before, in 2010, it was number 134. 2012, number 176. 2014, number 201. 2016, number 225. And as of today, when we are recording, it is number 223. So it's just kind of hovering around the 220s right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The highest was what? 134.
Yep, the highest it was is 134.
I'm surprised it wasn't higher for its 15th anniversary.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. It should have been higher.
Although Mad World from the movie did really well.
Yeah, it did.
charted in 2003 when the movie premiered.
Okay.
It did.
So the song from the movie did much better than the movie did.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I mean, I guess that makes sense in a weird way.
I mean, sometimes music is a lot easier to get around than a movie because music is like, at most, for music like that, at most 5 minutes. Whereas a movie, at least, is an hour and 15 to be a feature-length film.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it has
it's a
to
little
be
bit...
It has to be 7 or more. Yeah.
Napster and music sharing, so.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
So, previously, number
All the
224...
listeners out there, Napster was a music sharing service.
And LimeWire was
LimeWire.
a music downloading service. For the youngsters.
The youngsters that listen. We're not even that old.
I know, but... It just...
It's like we're not that old.
No, but it happens.
Marco's, on the other hand, I don't know.
Hey,
Gotta give you somehow.
I know.
Alright, so previously, number 224, in 2010, Kill Bill Volume 2, from 2004. The 2012 list, A Streetcar Named Desire, from 1951. 2014, La Haine, which we watched previously, is a French movie from 1995. 2016 list, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 from 2011. And then as of today, Diabolique from 1955.
Which is coming up.
Yep, which is our next film, which is also French,
It's a French and it's in black and white.
like La Haine.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Our French films are pretty good so far. So
Yeah.
I haven't disappointed yet.
Yep. So, favorite line.
Oh God, where do you want to start with this movie? There's so many lines.
I don't have a lot, so I'll start with mine.
Okay, go.
The first one I wrote down was, there any way we can make money from this? After the plane engine fell in the house.
Oh.
Oh.
I made a new friend, real or imaginary. I thought that was funny. Every living creature on Earth dies alone. And he asked me to forcibly insert the timeline into my anus.
There's some good ones. Okay, I'll go next. So I have a couple. Well, more than a couple, but yeah. So one of them is Sam because she's a little kid and doesn't know anything better.
Yeah.
She asked because they're going. Her siblings are going back and forth, just cussing at each other.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What's a fuck ass?"
Yeah.
Like just the innocent little thing. It's so cute. And then when the school is flooded, there's these two girls talking, and they're saying there's feces in the boys' locker room.
Yeah.
And one's asked, "Well, what are feces?" "Baby mice." Aww. That one's cute. Let's see. Three more. Okay. Donnie, when he's under hypnosis, and she's talking to him, and he says, "I don't think about fucking my family. That's gross." Let's see. Two more. So Donnie's like, there's this whole, we missed it, but there's this whole conversation between him and his friends. They're talking about like Smurfs.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
And he's like, at the very end, he's like, "What's the point of living if you don't have a dick?"
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a chick. I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. And this one, I think, is probably my favorite one of all time, because my brother and I quote it a lot. It says, "I can do anything I want, and so can you."
Nice.
Classic.
I like it.
He literally, my older brother said that to my little cousin when she was about 3 years old, and that completely changed her entire outlook on life. And now she's kind of a little wild child. But, I mean, I didn't realize he was quoting Donnie Darko when he said that to her, so.
All right.
He's a mess.
So my first one Sorry, are you done? Yes.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so my first one comes from the first banter brother-sister at the start of the film, where Elizabeth is like, why don't you go suck a fuck? And then Donnie's like, oh dear Elizabeth, how does one suck a fuck?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And then when he's in his therapy session, I made a friend, real or imaginary?
Yeah.
And then Kitty, when she's begging Donnie's mom to chaperone, says, sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
Yeah, those are good ones. All right.
Do you have any more, Marcos?
No.
Okay, so...
I mean, the whole movie is really quotable, but those are my top three.
Okay, so what do we think?
I mean, last time we had a guest. We let our guest pick, so.
That's true. We did let our guest pick.
So what do you think?
Out of all the ones you've heard, and even yours, what do you think?
Out of the best quote?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It might have to be the what are feces? Because when I was watching this again this morning, that one just caught me off guard. I forgot it was in there completely.
I
Feces,
love that
baby
line.
mice.
It's like, what are feces? Baby mice? Aww. It's such a random line, too.
Do the whole thing, baby mice.
Yeah, I think so.
There we go. All right.
That's an awesome
So,
line.
the line. Go for it. You say it best. 'Cause you know how to say it like a child.
I can't help it. I hang out with kids all day.
I mean, I do too, but my kids are assholes.
Your kids are older, too.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so the two girls, they're, it's like, what are feces? Baby mice. Aww.
All right. So our rating. You wanna go first?
I can go first.
Go for
It's
it.
fine. I give this an 8. A solid 8. I do. I took just like a couple points off because it is kind of confusing if you don't watch this more than once.
Yeah.
Oh, and again, some of the CGI is a little outdated, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And what else? I give it more points because I don't know what it is about this movie. I just love it. It's great. Got some really good dialogue. It's got a good story for the most part. And also, I think it's like mostly because of my brother. It just connects us.
Okay. I gave it an 8 as well for a lot of the same reasons. It was a bit confusing. I definitely need to watch it again to get more of the concepts. The CGI definitely took a point or two off. Just couldn't. I mean, there's some CGI now that sucks, but that makes that stuff like that sucks now look good. So
I was like, you mean like PK?
Yeah, like PK. What do you give it?
What do you give it?
I give it a solid 8 as well.
Alright.
For originality for its time, for rewatchability, for concept. It doesn't rate higher for me, mostly because you miss a lot unless you watch the extended cut.
Okay.
Like the extended cut fills in a lot of stuff that makes this kind of just really confusing. Just like the theatrical release that was only in 58 theaters, oh my gosh. The theatrical release, I think it wasn't received well because it was overly confusing. Like any time travel movie, of course, is going to be confusing. But I think this was probably confusing because of the way it was cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
But absolutely one of my favorite films. And I will watch this all day, any day. And I'll
Same.
always find something new in it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it again, and I caught more things. So, again, love it. Love this.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I'm very happy it's on the list. I am. I was like, give me an excuse to watch Donnie Darko again. Any chance to watch it.
Yeah. And I think that's all we've got for this episode. Our next episode is going to be Diabolique, which is, like we said, a French film. And it is in black and white. And it is from 1955.
Yeah. It is.
That'll be our next episode.
Yes. So thank you, Marcos, for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me.
This was fun. We should
Yes.
do it again.
Yes.
Absolutely, anytime.
Alright, so we do have premium. So if you pay for premium, you will get uncut episodes, which you hear me just go on and on about stuff when I should be talking about a movie. Also, early release episodes. A lot of times I try to get them out on Mondays, but sometimes I get busy and they come out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But they will be early. And then a special monthly episode every month. September was one of Miley's favorite movies, Frozen. October is one actor or director that we each liked from the list from previous movies that we've already watched. I picked Viola Davis.
And I picked Robin Williams.
So that's our October special episode. And then our November one is we are ranking the first 25 films that we've already watched in order of how we liked them. So Jess will have a list and I'll have a list. And we'll probably just
Read it.
give a little description of like why we liked that one better than the previous one. And then so you can get all of that for $1 a month, and if you pay $5 a month you'll get all of that plus pick a movie of your choice every 50 movies, so that's a total of up to 5 movies that you could join us in talking about. And we are still running a contest. One out of every person that leaves a positive written review will be randomly selected to join for a movie of their choice. So, I check that about once a week. So far we still only have the one review, which is fine. But reviews do help us, so let
So
us know.
please do them.
Yes, please. And where to find us.
So you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Cat and Jess Talk the Best. Our email is catandjesstalkthebest250@gmail. Our website is catandjesstalkthebest.podbean.com.
And the podcast is pretty much everywhere at this point. So just share it with your friends. They can find it iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Share the link wherever you listen. Share it on Facebook or Twitter so we can get some more people listening. And our opening music, any music that we have, is by Audiobinger. And you can find him on Facebook, YouTube, and his website, audiobinger.net. Yeah, I think that's all we've got for today. So, bye.
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 She has a porg.
I do have a porg. He's so cute.